Absolutely. I was just looking at the order forms as well and how many more people have joined. What a very productive weekend, everybody. Incredible. So I'm going to capitalize on that and I'm going to let you all know we are hosting Super Saturday. Not this Saturday, not next Saturday, but I know there's going to be a drive real estate workshop at corporate next month. So we got to be, let's find it. This is the, yeah, there we go. So two things to be aware of, folks. We got our Super Saturday, which is on count yet, but we got the Genius course, the Genius Intro, which is happening on November 5th. Okay, so it's a Wednesday, and Cosimo and team are going through what it is, how it works, how to take advantage of it. And the cool thing is with Cosimo, man, I think people really underestimate what he has to offer and what he can do. That dude became a millionaire through the Genius course, and then he became a multimillionaire a second time over because of the Renatus education and his real estate deals. So this guy absolutely loves what we've taught him, committed to our community. So join us here Wednesday, November 5th, 5 p.m. Mountain Time. Bring a guest. Put that on your calendar. Next Wednesday, a week from tomorrow, I'm going to put some G. Okay, here's the other thing I wanted to show you. Check out the orders. Look at this. Combo sale, combo sale, combo sale, combo sale, combo sale, combo sale. Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14 people. Incredible. Now, some of them got funding, so we're going to be doing lots of follow-ups over the next week or so. But yeah, a bunch of people, not just me, not just Mitch. And my internet is not the same as it is back home. So I'm gonna let it catch up. But I wanted to hear from a couple of you guys before we turn it over to Bill, get some more training Q&A stuff. What, for those of you who came to the last E3 and also this one, what stuck out as an improvement? And also, if this was your first E3, what did you like? What did you like best on what you saw? Because, you know, I'm in the background, so I see a certain thing. But a few times I sat down and got to take some classes. Man, I was blown away. Pennington, Garrison, or Garrett Gunderson, and Erhan. Those three dudes absolutely made the weekend worth it for me. Holy moly. Yep. Yep. If you missed it, man, you missed it. But if you made it, incredible. So come off mute or put it in the chat. What did you like about this one versus the other one? Or if this was the first one, what did you get out of it that made a difference for you? What classes? Indeed.
Hi, Michael. Good morning.
Good morning. Hi.
Um, so yeah, I was online, unfortunately, but I've always liked to be in person. But under that, we're doing with supposed to have a closing the Thursday, but then got postponed to this Thursday, and So, but then we had to do the walkthrough Thursday. So I missed, some of the stuff. And then with with my son's weddings were finalizing, so we had appointments, for the venue and all that stuff. So we missed some of the stuff, yeah. So, but anyway, even online, it was powerful. I saw a little bit of John. I missed, the first 15 minutes of it, and but I saw most of it, and I saw Omer. I also missed some of it. So yeah, it was was very yeah. I miss a lot of stuff to it, but yeah, Garrett Gunderson. I actually it was. I mean, these are phenomenal. I mean, I love every single one of those presenters. It just is so powerful. It really is powerful, and be able to focus on not just real estate, but I know it was more real estate, but it still has like the mindset and in marketing, and you could not be in an event where it's got like it's they're talking about the whole 9 yards in one. It's like one stop shop kind of thing. So, which is what represents our education. So yeah, that was really powerful. I just wish I was in person, because I know the first time it's better when it's in person. You get to collaborate with the people, and um, instead of just talking to yourself. So, you know.
Trying to stay
So
focused with 10 other things at your house in a
yeah,
little town
exactly,
Atlanta.
exactly. But it was just, I mean, not every day that your son is getting married. So that was really, and being, he was deployed a couple of times, and his fiance just got back from deployment. So really, last week was the only, week that we're finalizing, because he just got back from deployment. So that was, yeah, it's, but I was able to tune in, at least thank goodness for live stream, right? So I was watching
Yeah,
you guys in
definitely.
there. I was like, oh, okay, what are they doing now? I'm so curious. I was like, okay, what are they doing now? Oh, we can't hear anything. So I was so it's like so in tune, with what's going on. And man, those testimonial that they were doing, like that 7 o'clock, they actually didn't live stream the first day, but the second day, the Friday, they had that. It was, I mean, what was that? What was the name of that lady? She was it Jenny, or what was her name? Anyway,
Yeah,
she was
Jen
living
Drummond.
in a, yes, he was living in some kind of, I don't know, it's like a storage unit or something. I mean, and now
Oh,
she's got
Janine.
26, and now she's got 26 properties. I mean, I love listening to all those testimonials. So I could listen to us all the time and not get bored, because it's just so inspiring, and it's nice to be able to for those people to do something, to because of our education, our community, that they changed their stars. So so it was
Yep.
awesome. Thank you so much. That was great.
Yeah. Big time star change.
Oh, Michael, I
Yeah.
wanted to say something.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say it was powerful. Each and every one of the speakers, I think, talked to everybody in their own ways. I think just kind of touched on everybody what they're going through. Can't remember if it was Troy Dunn, but or he said, like you're driving and those people are past you, but you don't realize how many people you're really affecting when you are in front of them and talking to them. And then just the energy there at the event at the E3, the energy is just so powerful. Just seeing everybody connecting and talking with each other, and then hearing everybody's stories. I think like with Janine and the kid that broke his neck, and just everybody's got their own stories. When you look at them, you don't know what kind of a story they have, and how a story can actually affect someone else. I think that was powerful itself. But
Yep, which is another reason why we got to get more comfortable telling our story to more people.
You know, I for a long time I didn't want to repeat my story over and over because I felt like a couple things. One, people are getting bored of it. Two, it's like I don't want to brag about myself from where I was and to where I came from. I didn't, but until I wrote one of my books, she's like, "No, you need to let your story be told because if not, then it's going to be hidden, and you could help somebody with your story."
Not just somebody, thousands of people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, everyone did a great job with storytelling and conveying and transferring the idea. I think I thoroughly offended everybody also
How
with
do
my
they say?
speech.
Facts tell, stories sell.
Yep. Yep, exactly. What did you guys think about the so I see the pros of both. So just tell me what you want, yes or no. Because I see both sides. But we did 30 speakers, 30 minutes each. Well, not really. A few people got 90 minutes, but there were a lot that were just 30 minutes, bang, 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 bang. Would it be better to do 30 like that or do 10, right? Like have 4 speakers a day or, or, less. A couple testimonials sprinkled here and there, a couple announcements about the function of the company, but the trainings go less training, but longer trainings. Or this one, we had more trainings, but shorter trainings. Pros to both. Which one do you want? Put it in the chat. Come off mute.
I liked
Whoops.
how we had, but I do have something to say though. So like a lot of for like Woody and Cosmo, when they present some of the deals that they have to work with people, um, I think it's kind of a little challenging for some people that actually have jobs, and then they have so many trainings. Okay, like Woody's training, Cosmo's training, to try to do all of them. I think maybe if they were to spread them out a little bit over time or something. I don't know. That's just my thought. Does that make sense or no?
Um, like them going over time or what?
No, not presenting, but so like Woody's gonna have this thing on the 15th, Cosmo's gonna have his, and so like for right now, one of Lourdes, for example, she's going to be studying. Her and my daughter are going to be studying because they have to do chapters, and that's what's going to ask you 1 and 3, I think, or is it 1 and 2 and then 3, or 1 through 3? Anyways, to doing that, studying, and then they're going to have the workshop and do all of that, and then Cosmos, he's going to have his. So I think it can be sometimes a little overwhelming for a lot that are working jobs.
Well, it's definitely tricky. Um, yeah, yep, I get it. I mean, Cosmo did make his thing in the evening, and Garrett's thing is like a self-paced thing. But yeah, it's definitely tricky to get it all in.
And then one question. So Garrett's going to start doing once a month up at corporate. How will we find out when
Yeah,
he's doing that? And will it be on Zoom and live, or is just it live?
I'm not sure. I will find out because yeah, once I heard that, I was like, wow, that's a huge opportunity.
Oh yeah, I can't pass that up.
Especially if you could bring a guest, you could definitely make a sale every time.
Mm-hmm. And then once a month being up at corporate, that's why I heard it and I'm like, when is he going to start that? Um, is it, yeah. And then again, is it going to be just live only or on Zoom?
Yeah, I'm gonna put that in my notes here. We will find out. We'll make a big deal about it.
Yeah, because I think, just even, um, how do you say, like just planning for that and trying to get invites down for that would be good.
Yep, pretty sweet guys. Okay, who else? Do you like the shorter the smaller number of speakers with longer speeches, like the last one, or do you like it like this one? You get to try every flavor and hear a bunch of different ideas.
Hi, Michael. Glad you're not home yet, are you?
I'm not home. I'm actually at my grandma's house.
Oh, okay.
So
Well, continue your
yeah,
safe journey home. But it was really good to see you and everybody else. But
yeah, you
I
too.
love
Thank you.
the shorter 30, maybe even just 45 minutes with the variety. But I really love the testimonials in between as well. And now, overall, it was great. The networking was fabulous. We missed the first mastermind because we did our own mastermind at dinner. Had some new people with Emily and her little crew, as well as
Yeah,
Sharon had his 19-year-old son there that was just like a sponge. He was so excited. But our very first night, instead of being able to go to corporate, we played cash flow. I brought my board. We played cash flow in the lobby. So we played that Wednesday night and we played it again Saturday night after the wrap up. So it was a lot of fun. We had some new people there, new students, and they were just kind of like wowed and realizing what they can be doing with um, uh, relating a board game to real life and the strategies and having a lot of fun with that. But doing it quarterly coming up, that would be absolutely fabulous. The question is, where will they do it? Will they scoot around, or will they just keep it over here, or will they go back to Salt Lake City? Um, that kind of thing. That would be awesome. It's actually cheaper for somebody flying into Salt Lake City than it is going into Centerville. Um, the
gotcha.
hotels,
Yeah, and
the hotel
like
variety is much more to choose from, and within walking distance, and a lot of shuttles. So it for those flying in, that is a big savings.
for sure.
Um, and but Garrett Gunderson was on fire. I mean, to listen to that man, I have to slow him down in my mind to keep up with him. It's just such a wealth of information. Woody with his group, he managed to push through and did really well capturing. But I love the competition amongst the instructors for okay, I got one better for the offer. It was pretty incredible. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, yeah.
But the
Kept adding
masterminds
more and more
afterward, the
value.
second mastermind, yeah, that Gilda was mentioning with Janine, um, their stories and the dedication from Keith with his follow up for Daytron coming in. And then, it's people that were there and attentive to what the speakers were doing, they were the ones that were coming in and making their purchase to join Renatus, whether it be just the essentials or whether they got the full package with the epics. And then those two, a lot of upgrades. I was on
Yeah,
the
lots of
impact with
upgrades.
I was on the impact with Scott this morning, and he was saying there was like 47 um, epic combos sold.
I heard 39, but maybe more went in
Yeah,
that night or something.
And
but
that's not
all in
even
all,
including the online. That's what he said. Yeah.
yeah, all in all, it was fabulous. Definitely worth the time and the little extra change to attend. The masterminds, just even at the VIP luncheons, was great too.
Yeah. Yep, man, that Q&A with Garrett at the end of the lunch. Remember what Perrin Wetzel's question was to him? He
I'm not
said,
remember. Yeah, but
Perrin said, it's 2025. You wrote a book called Killing Sacred Cows. What's the sacred cow that needs to be killed in 2025? Does anybody remember her answer? Nobody remembers? That thing's like sizzled my brain a little bit when he said it.
Well, I hear the question, Perrin had about that, but it was hard to hear, him because at one point he didn't even have the microphone. So yeah,
Correct.
I wasn't clear
Yeah.
about the answer. So if you could give it to us, that would be awesome because I'm sure that was powerful.
Yeah, so he said the sacred cow that needs to be killed this year or this era is selling all of your index funds. Stop holding S&P, stop holding NASDAQ and Dow. Now it sounds kind of strange because those are all, mostly American companies. So when you put your money in there, you're kind of betting on America, which we're all, we don't really need America to win. Go through that thought exercise, and even though you might not like what America does sometimes, you definitely want America to win. So he says, get out of the S&P 500. Now it's at all-time high, right? It's been screaming up for years. I think it's doubled in the last like 3 or 4 years. It's insane what's happened in the S&P 500. But it's all manipulated. It's linked to the printing of the money, which John Pennington was talking about. And he said, if you think about it for just a minute, if you are involved in the S&P 500, you've essentially given your money to BlackRock. BlackRock will manipulate the market, take a profit, and then go buy the residential housing in your neighborhood with that profit. Kick the homeowners out, not kick them out, but make it so it's a rent-only situation. And they're just going to keep doing this whole process. You give them money in your 401k, right? That's what he said. Sell all your 401ks. Stop playing this game that makes it sound like you're being a responsible American, but really you're just funding hedge funds, specifically BlackRock, because they're the most corrupt, evil organization. And different call, different day, we can define what evil means and exactly how they fit in that definition. But they're taking the profits that they get from manipulating the stock market and buying the product that you want to buy, real estate. And and then putting a renter in it. They're not buying it to sell it. They're buying it to make another renter, And if we have too many renters in this country, it's going to be too easy to control. So to stay in personal power, we need to teach more people how to buy real estate and get out of the stock market. That 401k nonsense, printing the money, and then just leaving it in there for the long haul. Like the way that he laid out this whole narrative that most people fall for with their HR and their 401k, and then they get this broker that says, hey, you're in it for the long haul. Yeah. Why would you have $400,000 in a 401k when you can have 4 $100,000 properties? That 401k could disappear. It's what I like what he said the other day when he got to speak on Saturday. He said what I said on Friday night, right? When I told people about moving your money out of your 401k to put it to work and getting scared because of the word they use called penalty, right? It's such a scary word, a penalty, a fine, a tax. All these words are trying to elicit a certain behavior. But when I looked at it and called it something else, it made way more sense. That 10% penalty that they want to call it is really a 10% convenience fee. And when you realize it's a convenience fee to get the money out of money jail, maintain possession of it, self-sovereignty, responsibility, have it, and then go direct it where it needs to be, that's one, building your own personal wealth. Two, a great example to your kids, because your kids don't know what a 401k is, but they know what a piece of real estate is and what they're going to inherit and steward whatever properties you give them or the trust. And then three, it doesn't fund corruption of your enemy. Right? Funding corruption of someone else's enemy, go for it. Okay, I get it. It's a tactic. But don't fund your own enemy. Right? The 401k, the stock market, the Vanguard, BlackRock, these guys that own essentially thousands of corporations around the world that contribute to our day-to-day lives, they're taking the money from all of that and buying the houses you should be buying the houses your kids should be buying. And so when Garrett was like, yep, sell your 401k, start funding BlackRock as they go and buy more residential real estate. It's nonsense. It doesn't make any sense. So let's kill that sacred cow. Let's get more people involved in real estate. All right, one thing we haven't done in a minute that I think would be just a quick good use of our time is the self-confidence formula. It's been a minute, but I was actually saying it to myself during the speech, or not speech, during the conference quite a bit. Okay, here we go. Self-confidence formula. First, I know that I have the ability to achieve my definite purpose in life. Therefore, I demand of myself continuous action towards its attainment, and I here and now promise to render such action. Second, I understand that the dominating thoughts of my mind will eventually seek expression, will eventually reproduce themselves in outward physical action, and gradually transform themselves into physical reality. Therefore, I will concentrate my thoughts for 30 minutes daily upon the task of thinking of the person I intend to become, thereby creating in my mind a clear mental picture of that person. Third, I know through the principle of autosuggestion, any desire that I persistently hold in my mind will eventually seek expression through some practical means of attaining the object or position I desire. Therefore, I will devote 10 minutes daily to demanding of myself the development of self-confidence. Fourth, I've clearly written down a description of my definite chief aim. I will always work until I develop sufficient self-confidence for its attainment. Fifth, I fully realize that wealth or position can endure when built upon truth and justice. I will engage only in transactions that will benefit all whom it affects. I will succeed by attracting to myself forces I wish to use and the cooperation of other people. I will induce others to serve me because of my willingness to serve them. I've eliminated hatred, envy, jealousy, selfishness, and cynicism, and I've developed a love for all humanity, for I know that a positive attitude towards others will always bring me success. I will cause others to believe in me because I believe in them and in myself. I will sign my name to this formula, commit it to memory, and repeat it aloud once a day, full of faith. It will gradually influence my thoughts and actions so I will become a self-reliant and successful person. GM. Self-reliant and successful. That's what America was based on. Take the help, use the help that's there, but the point of the help is to become self-reliant. It's a beautiful thing. Okay, well, it looks like I might need to do my best Bill Predabon impression because it's not here and he didn't answer my text. So I know yesterday he said he was in Phoenix willing and dealing. He's got like 3 deals. He's gonna make like $1 million by the end of the year. Yeah, I will put that in the chat. So,
Hi, Michael.
my Bill Predabon impression. No, go ahead.
Hi. Just before you do that, we're obviously watching online. There were 1 or 2 times that we lost comms with the stage. In particular, during Garrett Gunderson, about 10 minutes into it, and we were out for about 5 or 6 minutes, and there's quite a bit of chunk that we missed in that. Is there a possibility that corporate could try and maybe put that up somewhere somehow or share it? Would be very valuable for those.
Message Matt Snyder right now.
There were a couple other times that we had glitches, and it happens. We get it.
Okay. Request sent ×2 because I asked him like 2 hours ago because I missed a few things too. being out in the hall and to do stuff and help new people get started. It's a balance, right? I want to sit in the room, but I also have all the new students who want to start. So, yep.
Thank you.
Request sent. Yeah,
Yeah,
buddy.
it would be
Appreciate that.
great, if there's a recording for people that actually signed up for it. So,
Right.
and
One of the benefits of paying, and maybe
right,
not for free guests, but the paid guests
right.
can get it.
Now, did I hear right that we're gonna do this like, or they're thinking about doing this like every quarter now, Michael?
They're testing the idea. Yeah.
Not already
Um,
doing this in a different areas, or is it always gonna be in Utah?
Well, my suggestion was we take it on a tour,
Yeah, that would be
right? I know
awesome.
the Chicago team, the
Yeah,
Florida team would definitely like that.
kind of like the regionals, format.
Right. But the difference
Mm.
is the regionals, all the speakers paid for themselves, right? I paid my own flight. I didn't get paid to speak. I paid for my own everything. If we want to get Garrett, I mean, the reason why Garrett and Pennington showed up is because they live in Utah.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, that's true.
that'll be
Yeah, it would be
tricky.
more expensive because a lot of those people are, are in Utah or
Oh, and
Idaho.
Jen too. Jen Drummond charges $45,000 to speak,
Oh wow,
and we got her to speak for free.
that is
So
awesome.
big shout out to Mitch and Maley. Yeah, those two are just networking magicians. So whenever they're doing a training call, definitely hop on it because the stuff that they share, I mean, to Maley, she doesn't think she's clear that it's producing an awesome result, but she doesn't realize that um, she makes it look easy, right? Trying to find these super successful people, get them into your network, talk to them on the same level, because that's one thing people like that. They don't want to be put up on a pedestal, and the people who do want to be put up on a pedestal are not folks you want to be around. So anyway, Mitch and Manley, fantastic job. I think Cosimo needs more time because we're an education company. We're teaching something complex that goes, for a long time. If you really look at it, 500 hours is, 6 months. If you're doing 2 hours a day, 3 hours a day, a year, if you're only doing an hour and a half a day, that's a lot of learning. So I wanted Garrett to have, or Cosimo to have more time. Last time, all right, here we go. Emily says Jen was amazing, phenomenal. Yep. I love the stories and motivational speakers with Griffin. Dan Clark was fantastic. I love Jen Drummond this time. Yeah.
Yeah, I was surprised that Cosmo only had 15 minutes up there.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, he does speed reading and then everything else, but I mean, that's the point is like his information in his course is so valuable to help retain, get through things faster, and it's just a joy listening to what he's managed to accomplish over his hurdles. Yeah, he needed more
Yeah,
attention.
exactly. I mean, that guy can give a 4-day seminar by himself in multiple languages. That guy's incredible. These seminars that are 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., he'll do 4 days in a row of that. So the guy is a powerhouse of knowledge and experience, and definitely take advantage of the things coming up. Put it up on the calendar here in just a minute. Definitely take advantage of his training. I got to clear the filter when that loads. Right here, November 5th. November 5th. So yeah, come to that. Bring a friend. Bring 2 friends. But even more importantly, oh, that Jim Morrison was amazing too. It was hard to understand him, but I've listened to him a lot, so I could get most of it. But that the point is that the type of thinking that we have is so small compared to what's possible, what's even probable, because here in America, there's way less probable in other countries. So yes, we call it possible, but also a lot of things are probable, but we don't latch onto it and say is it no matter what. And I think that's a big opportunity for people to make a change and really live their best life ever. Travel, the experiences, the money, the comfort, the convenience, the impact that you're making, because it's not just have money, it's what you do with the money. You're gonna make lives better for people. Even like you might not realize it, but even when you buy better quality food at the store and you fund the better farmers and you stop funding the farmers that are, destroying the land, it costs a little more right now because of how our economics are set up. You got to pay more to the better guy. Huh. You say it that way, man. Isn't corruption obvious at that point? Anyway. Um, it's about making the world a better place. So taking advantage of Garrett's offer, Cosimo's offer, and then, really stretching your brain. What am I capable of? What am I going to actually do with the 5 or 10 years that are in front of me? Because these windows of economic opportunity don't stay open forever. So how are you going to maximize it? One thing is you must think bigger, way bigger. Then what's going to happen is that little voice is going to say, yeah, right. That sounds hard. It'd be scary. What if? And, there's techniques to get around that, but too many people just stop at that first level of resistance. And when I'm measuring it, because I know you guys have goodness in your heart, so whatever amount of money comes your way, you're going to bless the people around you with. So that's why I just say, like, let's go get 100 properties, because I know you already know what to do with the money. It's just a matter of getting it fast, getting it ethically, and getting it so that it's permanent. That's where the skills and the practice and the work comes in. So let me see. Perfect. Yep. We gotta. Yeah, when I get home, I know what I'm gonna add to my office because I want more visuals. Like I have 2 vision boards. I one in the house, one in the office. The kids see the family vision board. It's fantastic. Neighbors come over and see, like $5 million cash in the bank, and they're like, maybe I should update my goals. $100,000 a month in cash flow from real estate, and they're looking at their goals like, oh. So it's inspiring. It's a little weird. At first, I was like, should I take it down before these people come over? But no, having the vision board and then mapping it out. I think that's the thing is, a lot of times I will map it out, but this last couple months as I've been putting up my goals and the different timelines, it wasn't precisely mapped the way it needs to be. So that's something I'm going to change. By this day, by this day, that, and just keep pushing it. Napoleon Hill has a fantastic format for that called the 6 steps to turn desire into gold. And I need to pull up a picture and show you real quick. And then we will end on this, and then we'll make fun of Bill next time we see him. But this is called How to Get Rich Using Your Brain. Right here. How to get rich by actually using your brain. Okay, number one. Thoughts, your thoughts shape your reality whether you believe it or not. Most people drift through life without a definite chief aim. It's like sailing without a compass and wondering why you're lost. Desire isn't just wanting, it's a burning obsession that refuses alternatives. That is huge. Most of you don't have a burning desire, you have a fleeting want. And that's why it doesn't work. But a burning desire, regardless of the cost, the obstacles, the time, you make it happen, and it will happen. Starting point of all achievement. You need to have a definite purpose written down with a deadline. Vague goals create vague results. Your subconscious mind doesn't understand maybe someday. It needs what you want, why you want it, and when you'll have it. Okay, now here are the 6 steps I was talking about. Number 1, fix the exact amount or the exact outcome you desire. Determine what you'll give in return. See, there's always an exchange, and it's not just pay 26 grand program. There's more to that. What will you give in return? Will you give your old paradigms? Will you give up your ego? Will you give up your TV? Will you give up video games? Will you give up the nonsense? So my cousin was on the live stream, and I went and had dinner with him last night, or two nights ago. Yeah. And he was like, yeah, this will be great. I'd love to do it, but... And I was like, dude, you're making so many excuses. He's 32. He's got 4 kids. And he's like, well, I work on a thing where I could make some commission and it'd make more money. I'm like, dude, no, you've been watching me do this for a decade and you've been ignoring me, and I've been polite about it. But imagine what life would have been like if for the last 10 years you've been coming to these workshops with me in person. How much more time you'd have with kids? He's got a baby, will be born in like 2 weeks. He's already got 4 under 6. The guy's crazy. I'm like, you're doing all this, but not real estate? Now he wants to, but anyway, the point of what will you give in return? When I told him you got to do small stuff like delete Instagram and X off of your phone. And he wouldn't. He wouldn't do it. He had all these fantastic justifications. I box him into a corner, kick his ass in the negotiation. His wife is watching, his brother is watching, right? My younger cousin. And he still refused. He's like, no, but there's still good stuff that'll come out of it. You know, like I found this thing this one time through it. I'm like, dude, if you're going to keep justifying, you're not going to ever have a life by design. So knock it off. We'll see. I know he's stressed too. The baby's coming in 2 weeks, so I'll give him a call in a little bit, but don't give up on your friends and family, I guess is another point. And are you willing to delete Facebook off of your phone? These are very, very low-hanging fruits. Establish a definite date, create a plan, and begin immediately. See, that was the other thing. A plan for it, not just the what. Here's what I want. The plan. This many people, this time, these things. Schedule it out with the plan. Write it out clearly, number 5. And then number 6 is read it aloud. Read it aloud. Aloud. Some of you don't talk to yourself enough. Read it aloud twice daily, morning and night. Think about if your kids caught you reading your goals to yourself out loud. Would that be a good thing or bad thing? Imagine your spouse caught you reading your goals out loud twice a day. Would that be awkward and embarrassing, or would it create some more belief and support? Read it aloud. Okay, why most people treat it like a wish, not a decision. There's no emotional intensity behind their goals. If you don't feel like an absolute failure and that life would be devastating without accomplishing it, you're probably not going to get it. The first sign of temporary defeat, and every setback is feedback. Your plans need adjustment, not abandonment. And see, that's what psyched me out at the beginning of entrepreneurship, was the perfect plan. I don't want to make mistakes. I don't want to lose money. I don't want to take risk. And he said, it doesn't matter, even right here, if you got a terrible plan, it's better to begin immediately with a terrible plan than wait for a good plan, because your plan will eventually just be adjusted. You get the feedback, adjust the plan. You get feedback, adjust the plan. So if you're waiting for a great plan, we got it. It's find the people who tell a story, build for events, follow up. There's the plan. Okay. Now start working on it, and as you go through it, adjust what needs to be adjusted. All right, mastermind principles. Surround yourself with people who are aligned with your purpose. Two minds in harmony create a third invisible force. You guys have wondered why we are able to kick so much butt and take so much name? It's the mastermind. You can't build an empire surrounded by people who think small. Wah, wah, wah. So protect your mental environment like your life depends on it, because it does. Okay, 2 more sections. The subconscious mind is your servant. It works 24/7. You feed it the instructions through repetition. That's why we say read it aloud daily, because you're going to feed your subconscious mind through repetition. What you repeat with feeling becomes belief, belief becomes action, and action becomes results. And practical application. Write down your definite purpose tonight. I think we've given you long enough that if you haven't done it by tonight, fail. Read it aloud, or read it every morning before checking your phone. Read it every night before you go to sleep. Attach genuine emotion to it. Okay, when I see the food forest, I don't just see a food forest like in an aerial map, which I'm a bunch of. I see like a silhouette of me holding my baby's hands. Right, the sun is in front of us, so that our version, you just see silhouette and giant forest of trees that we planted, and how exciting it is to hold the baby's hands while seeing this thing, this like generational food machine. Way more exciting than just putting down, I want large food forest. And take one day that moves towards it. Calling people, learning something, mostly calling people. You can get stuck in the learning. And we talk the work, learn, balance. 99% work, 1% learn. Get to work. Okay, so hopefully you enjoyed that as well. Take a screenshot of this. Talk about it with your friends, your family. Use it. Check off what you are doing. Highlight what you need to be doing. And let's go get rich. Guys, they just printed another $1 trillion. Let's go get it. You only need a couple dozen million. Let's go. We're in the right place at the right time. Yeah, I'll send it to you, Winkler. Awesome. All right, well, at the top of the hour, and I'm gonna go to brunch and then hit the road. I gotta stop. I am excited. I'm gonna go stop at Eric Count's house. I've never been. I've driven through Arkansas a little bit, but I was just thinking, hey, on my way home, what if I just stopped at your house? And he said, absolutely, come visit. So I'm gonna go do that and mosey on my way across America. Keep making a difference. Keep listening to my classes, calling more team members. Folks, we are barely scratching the surface of the economic opportunity that's here. Congrats to those of you who upgraded, who made sales, who expanded their team, who overcame challenges otherwise in order to attend this weekend. And to those of you who got the vision, you're sharing that with us moving forward. I love you. I'm excited to work with you, and I'll see you tomorrow for another episode. Bye for now.